Hello Libra, and welcome to your August 2023 reading. So, I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. This month, the first card that comes in, you're coming in the month with the Six of Swords in reverse. So, the Six of Swords upright, we're turning the page, moving on, forgiving, just letting the all of the choppy waters of the past in the past and heading towards our new arising. When it's in reverse, there's something preventing that movement. Maybe we're resisting. Maybe there's still something that we need to understand because we do keep the wisdom of the past event that created the choppy waters. But when it's in reverse, maybe we haven't gathered the wisdom of it yet. Maybe we don't have the energy, the wand, to push ourselves away from it or, move ourselves from the situation. But you're coming in the month where this is needed, but it's not happening quite yet, okay? The card after is the Ten of Swords. So whatever old beliefs, truths about you, all the swords is the way that our brain functions, that our logic is, processing things. And the Ten of Swords, this is when we hit the end of the cycle where if there was a distortion that we dragged and it ended up to the point where it couldn't go further anymore, then we're like, oh my God, we can see it. At this point, we can see it. We know exactly every way that it kind of slowed us down, prevented, our insight through our pineal gland and our sacred oil to go all the way down to our spine. Every way that the way we think, that we betray ourselves or that we hold for truth, prevented it to go all the way down to our root and back up. So, Ten of Swords, the end of this. And then we have the Hangman. So, that means that at this point, there's going to have to be, this is very much the 12th house, Pisces, Neptune Pisces, where the deep currents, of movements and all of that from the bottom of the sea, what needs to be sacrificed, what needs to be let go of, and all of this for our own growth, forgiven, transcended, and so on, purified, is always starts with looking at it from a different angle so that it doesn't have power over us anymore, but we get power over it. Hangman. So let's look here. Under our Six of Swords in reverse, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Ten of Wands. So leftover anxieties, sleepless nights, but that we are getting rid of. But the fact that it's still present, it's because we're still carrying it. So in a way that would be, okay, this will not bother me anymore, but I'm still carrying it. I haven't released it yet. It does block my view or makes it heavier to move forward because I'm still carrying the baggage. So this is a bit the situation as you come in the month. Under our Ten of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Cups upright. So this is a bit like realizing the source of the inconsistency, okay, in our lives. Why maybe I can have like a lot of spur, passionate energy towards something, but I don't hold the course because emotionally I'm not fulfilled in it, and I'm just energetically trying to fix the thing. But here I kind of get, what was behind all of this. Okay, the Knight of Wands is a positive knight. That's when we need to be in the here and now, not to be tangled up in a web of yes, but what ifs or whatever, and we can get out of here. We're not influenced by the past or the consequences of the future. We're just in the here and now with our fire, our wand, and our passion. Like any card, state of being, there's a good place for it. When it's in reverse, we have a hard time being like that, or we're going to do it in the wrong place, and where we need to be engaged, we can't. And when people need to be engaged in us, they're in and out, and there's this inconsistency in the energy. And here it was probably because the energy was not supported by your water. There were things in your old memories and emotions that did not support fire. So it was more like in and out like this, okay? And when we look at this card is when we realize this in our inner world, and that we are willing to let all of that behind and go for the happiness and the fulfillment. The Ace of Cups we haven't known yet. We have the wand and the red coat and the red boots. Look at all that passion to actually carry that. And here, in a way, it's like if they're saying, in order to carry that quest, to go for your fulfillment and your happiness, you're going to have to sacrifice maybe the old things that brought you anxiety, the old truths that you had about that, and let that die. Here is under the Hangman, we have the Lovers and Strength. So this is really the heading into our higher self, being able to guide our masculine from the inspired. She's looking at the angel. That the higher self passes through the feminine to have access on the other side of the veil, on the other side of this reality, not to base on pure logic of what I see, what I touch, and what I feel, but on that, spiritual discernment, here represented by the angel or the higher self here connected to the universe. And then when you look at the Lovers, and then, he looks at her to know what to do. So that what's my next move? I'm going to consort with my divine feminine, connected to my spirit, to the spark of the divine within myself and outside of me, because it's all connected anyway, and get that inspiration and direction, that inner certitude, so that, yes, then my masculine knows exactly what to do. He's not blinded by the old baggage. He's not overwhelmed and completely on the floor by the old beliefs. He's not all over the place. He's heading towards that emotional fulfillment. And here, because we realize that we haven't quite attained this, okay, we're on the way. And if we go look in our waters here, the moon, there are things coming up from the bottom of the sea. That's Cancer. So the root of emotions, of history, of even our family karma, our unconscious, familial unconscious, our own unconscious, name it, coming up to the surface to be addressed. Bottom of the deck, I have the Two of Swords. So here, we're making a very essential shift within ourselves, okay? That will, here I just cut it, and I'm on that Knight of Wands in reverse, because I shovel a lot before opening the video. But it just goes to say that after that, you're going to feel a much more calm within yourself. And the idea maybe of constancy, investment, stability will be much more accessible on a new level. Let's clarify this. So, I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Libras for the month of August 2023. August 2023. Okay. Make sure it's still recording. All right. Show me the Six of Swords in reverse for Libra. Why is it? Okay. Because we're still healing. Okay, preparing the divine timing where we'll be ready to put ourselves, put our foot back into the water, calm waters. Because the inner revolutions will be purified here. See that alchemical process with the 2 cups. We see the bigger picture. We are actually changing our core beliefs, Sagittarius, so that a bit our law of attraction, of what we desire, of what we want, will be readjusted towards what really will fulfill us emotionally, instead of what we carry on our shoulders, and that is more of a source of anxiety than anything else. Let's look at that anxiety here. 9 of Swords in reverse, so we're releasing this, okay? The Star in reverse, the 6 of Cups in reverse. More release is needed. It's to gain back faith, to be able to see the bigger picture, to reconnect with our heart chakra. 10 of Wands. Ooh, 10 of Wands. As long as we are holding all of our baggage like this, he doesn't see in front of him, of course, he cannot have only one in his hand and going towards his emotional fulfillment. And here, I still have the 6 of Cups in reverse that came out again. They're kind of insisting on it because it's really, this is a cleaning of the heart chakra, Libra. Let's look at your 10 of Swords. What are you realizing here? 10 of Swords. So you are realizing that you need to forgive, because if not, it's a source of anxiety. And when I say forgiving, okay, I'm not talking about the if somebody hurt me, oh, I'm going to forgive them, and then all of a sudden they become pure like a lamb. No, everybody's accountable for what they do. Nobody has the power to clear somebody's slate for them, okay? You're always accountable for everything you do and the consequences of it. The forgiving is more about forgiving yourself, or releasing the energetical sadness, resentment, hurt of, my God, they're not even conscious about it, or all of this. When will I ever be able to prove what has happened? That leaves us in that state, reliving the moment all the time. But we're hurting ourselves in the process. So forgiving is the capacity not to forget, but to actually put it away, push ourselves away with the wisdom of what has happened. Okay, now I know, but now I won't be hurting from it anymore. So, and not, it won't be a source of, if I've been attacked, whether it is by Bob or a bear in the woods, as long as I'm in it, I'm always going to be afraid to go in the woods. It's going to be a source of anxiety. It won't be a source of pleasure, of serenity, of, medicine and everything that the forest can be. It will be a source of anxiety because every leaf and trunk and rock will remind me of what I've went through. And I will be stuck in that reality. And I will not be able to see past it. That's what it means. So I won't be able to really engage myself in things because, what if it turns out crazy? So my willpower that would drive me, and even knowing what I really love and allowing myself to receive love is, at this point, would be affected. Okay, the 2 nights which are associated with the heart chakra, that capacity, to expand and go on our quest, the quest of love, the quest of passion, the quest of what I want to bring forward, and being able to receive the quest of others. Here, reverse, King of Cups, Queen of Wands. I'm not feeling secure enough to be able to do that because the past is still my reality. Venus is retrograde right now. So, of course, depending for you, and here I stop on the strength, it's going to bring back stuff depending on which house it is for you. But it's going to bring back old stuff. And at one point, what do I do with that old stuff? That Venus where I was hurt there, I wasn't able to expand there, and so on. What do I do with it once it comes up to be readdressed? That's when you're going to have to use your strength and leave it behind. Look at it from a different angle. Let's look at the Hangman. Look at it from a different angle so that I can release it. Sacrifice it so I can have my Ace of Cups. What am I going to sacrifice? My baggage, my responsibilities that are not mine, expectations, other people's willpowers. I want this, I need this, whatever. I'm going to sacrifice this, okay? So I can have access to that cup, so that I can be more in my power. Let's look at the Lovers and the Strength for Libra. So that I can choose to go lightly into joy. That my next cycle of wands here with the Page of Wands is one of joy. And for that, I'm going to need to bring back up and see, okay, what kind of created, ultimately it will be a choice. I see what comes up from the woodworks in my old water. Do I keep it and remain doing things like I've always done, dealing with them and, how things are? Or heading out to a completely different way? That's the Two of Wands, Two of Swords. That's going to be the decision here. And I finish on Justice. And, maybe a lot of these things that you're carrying, a lot of unfairness, unjust, unbalanced situations. As long as I keep the belief that things will always be unbalanced because the universe is unbalanced. The world of man is unbalanced. I've been betrayed so many times. I don't want to let go of that. Then that's what it's going to be. And this month, maybe Venus is going to bring up all the times that things were unbalanced. Venus rules justice, rules Libra. So it's going to bring it up. Now, what do you do with it? So that's going to be the title of your video. What do you do with it? What do you do with all of those old situations that are going to come up? You know, there's a new path for you. Maybe I should call it new path. But in order to take the new path, you got to get rid of the old one. So on this, my beautiful Libras, I am sending you all my love and light for the month of August. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. And if you want a private, and subscribe, of course. If you want a private reading, there's the website. You go on it, you have access to the different readings in the service. You pick one, it brings you to the schedule and all of that by itself. If ever you write to me or whatever, this month I'm taking 2 weeks off, so I won't be able to answer you. So I better say it right away in advance so that you're not disappointed if I don't answer for 2 weeks. And apart from that, I'm sending you all my love and light. Thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And of course, new moon, full moon, I ask the universe to give you back. On this, all my love and light. And I'll see you next month.